got into psychology. My background was in business. You probably heard me talking in my icebreaker. And in business, you can learn financial marketing, but things like HR, it was my challenge. I had problems, and I had to negotiate deals with other people, and I couldn't understand why this person is more talking truth versus the other one who's making up stories. Why this one I can motivate? I had 30, 50 people working in my company. Some of them could be motivated with money, some of them they didn't really care. And I did researches, I went into psychology, and it didn't give me, I didn't find any answers there. And then I found, it's called vector psychology. It's a brand new psychology. It was developed about 20-something years ago in Eastern Europe. And it did answer a lot of my questions, and I did find some solutions for my business, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. And another side of the vector psychology, if you remember, I was talking in the icebreaker about information. You can fight with fears. I also figured that the same information you can apply when you have problems. For example, we don't really understand other people, and we go into fight with them, arguments, because we don't understand. So liken this information. So that's what it's about, the psychology. And also it has another side of it. It's pretty good, does solve most of psychosomatics. Psychosomatics, it's when a person gets ill, sick from like stress and stuff like that. You can check. And so what is more about vector psychology? It's connected to evolution, and let's say like 30,000 years ago, we didn't have houses, we didn't have doors that we can lock. It was not really safe. It was wild animals around us. It was other tribes try to take our stuff and kill us. So one person in our tribe, his ear is more sensitive than anybody else. Every vector, there is 8 vectors, but next time I'll give you a little bit more details about that. But every vector is also connected with part of the body, and by knowing that, you can sort of tell about personality and what this person is all about and further. So because he has better hearing, he was watching us at night. It was our night watcher. The ear is actually connected directly to the brain, and all the energy it goes through the ear, it goes right into the brain. So it's very introvert person also, very introvert. Versus visual vector, using is outside of the brain, very extrovert. So that's how. And that person usually they also more productive at night during the daytime, but we evolutionized. Now people can wake up in the morning, so it's not that bad now. Before, they didn't sleep at night at all. So when the problems comes and vector gets sick, issues, frustrations, maybe some problems in childhood, it's also, because it's ear connected to the brain, all the brain problems, autism, schizophrenia, bipolar, all this, it's only audio vector can have. There is other vector, it cannot. That vector can have all these issues. Usually happens when we get abused in childhood, or sometimes mothers, they don't know about that, and when they scream, this child has to stay in a quiet environment. When they scream, it can start like loss of hearing. It's also audio vector. And autism start to close. hard for him to study and all that. It's only audio vector. And sometimes she doesn't even curse. Sometimes she says things to him like, "Hey, idiot, I shouldn't even have you." And that leads to schizophrenia and these things. That's how it all comes. And these people, they're always kind of looking for what's the purpose in life. These people are always looking for some purpose. And I think they should look purpose for humanity versus their own purpose, because it's like 7 billion people on the planet, and we have about billions of cells in the body. And every cell, if it gets connected with the other cells and it gets cooperative, it keeps our body alive, we can breathe, we can live. The same thing with people. When you start to think about yourself, about your purpose, you kind of, it's like cancer, always trying to think about himself and take all the resources for himself. And another problem with these people, it's very complicated factor. It's usually people are very smart, they could be great musicians, they could be also like Mozart, people like Einstein, they could really be very smart. Elon Musk, for example, it's all audio vector people. And also, because they want to look for this purpose and they try to create big things, they're always trying to think how we can colonize the Mars. They have the other side of this vector, like two sides of the street, the bad side, the good side. The other side, every vector, like visual vector, it's also, yes. But anyway, I'll finish with the audio. So they can lose empathy toward other people if they have some problems in the childhood, and then I can tell you a little bit more details. And when they lose this empathy, they can start shoot other kids in the school. That's what happens. This is only audio vector can do. There is no visual, there is no any, and it's very easy to spot this person. All this problem that I'm telling you about this one vector psychology solves all these problems. I'm not gonna cover it all, but all this schizophrenia, autism, it's all been tested, and 100,000 live feedbacks, but it's not in English. So, but it also depends what age is the person. I cannot help a person is over maybe 14 years old. It's going to be very hard. The more doubt, the harder it will be to help this person. And by understanding all that, it's going to be easier for you if you apply it to your business, if you apply it to your relationship. You understand why your husband do certain things, or why you're. That's how I found all these answers. And it's a lot of information. It's going to be training. I'm trying to put up maybe like 3 months training. It's a lot of stuff. And also I found it imperfect. It's not like a perfect system, so I'm trying to kind of make it better, because these people who created it, they're no longer with us. So sooner or later, but there is enough information already that you can find. All right, thank you.
So if you guys are here for Al's Icebreaker, you talked about his whole life journey and all this stuff, and one of the comments when I speak stuff was like, you've got a lot of stories you got to come up here and tell us all.